welcome back. It has been so long since I have made a video. I have been busy with work and my second job, as I mentioned in my other video, with selling jewelry. So that's been super exciting. I've been doing really well with that as well. So today, I have a cat begging for attention. Come here. This is my fat boy. He also had some medical issues. Say hi, Sunshine. Say hi. So he is a diabetic, so I've been dealing a lot with him as well. He's been on a special diet and taking insulin. Right, you don't belong up here. So it's been hectic and it's been busy, but that's okay. So I posted a recipe or a picture of a recipe that I kind of mashed together with 3 different recipes of a bacon cheeseburger soup. So, and I'm using my trusty pressure cooker. So, I have my 8 quart. You can totally use this in a 6 quart. I just prefer the 8 quart only because when I put the potatoes in for the soup, I feel that it cooks more evenly for the potatoes themselves and it takes less time because there's more surface area. So, let's get this party started. Alright, so as you know, I have a small kitchen, so you can't see me all, but all that matters really is what's going to be going inside this pot. So we're going to open her up. I already prepped everything before I started the video. So I have a ½ pound of baby potatoes. They're just cut up in bite-sized pieces. You can use 1 large russet baking potato. Cut that up. I have 2 carrots, diced, a rib of celery diced with the leafy tops. This is flavor, guys. And 1 onion, also diced. So I'm gonna turn this on. If you have the Crock Pot Express, I prefer the brown and sear. So I'm gonna do that on high, or you can just do saute, same difference. So I have 6 slices of thick cut bacon. This is a peppered bacon. It's what I had. That's what I found. I like it. Gives it extra flavor. If you're anything like me, you are going to need to cook extra. So I always put bacon in a cold pan or a cold pot and let it get up to temperature. I find that it gives it that nice crunchy factor better than just putting it in a hot pan. So definitely rendering out the fat. Same thing with pancetta. Start it off in a cold pan, then turn it on. Same thing with on the stove, unless just like you would be putting it in to the oven. So I'm gonna let this brown up. This is gonna take a few minutes. I love cooking it in the pot like this. There is no smoke. It stays nice and clean. Everything is contained. So when this is browned, I'm actually going to drain this, but that's when we'll come back. I did want to pop on real quick. So why this starts to break down when it gets a little bit smaller, I'm going to add my pound of hamburger in. I just have mine pre-portioned. So when this starts to break down a little more and more of that grease gets to the bottom of the pan, I'm going to pop this in so we can brown it all together. Alright, so this is starting to brown and crisp up. And that's what I want because I want some of that bacon fat to be rendered and it's still going to brown when we do the beef. So I'm not going to touch it. Throw that in. And we're just going to break it up. I love cooking with wooden utensils, especially since this is a non-stick pot. I just want to get all this mashed up. Alright, so you don't want to add too much salt and pepper to this because 1, I'm using peppered bacon, and 2, bacon is salty anyways. So I'm going to do a little bit of salt and then a little bit of more black pepper. You want to season as you go. So let me get this all chopped up. So this is going to be a bacon cheeseburger. The other day I just made just a cheeseburger. Didn't have any bacon pulled out. I know. Alright, so this is going to take a few minutes. I'm going to let this brown and then we will drain it. Alright, so everything, there's no more pink to it. So we're going to get rid of this. So I'm going to shut this off. And I'm actually going to take the pot out and in my sink, and I'm sorry guys, I don't have a very large kitchen. So inside of the sink, I have a colander over a pot to dump out all of that grease buildup. So I'm gonna leave the hamburger and bacon sitting in the strainer. This I'm gonna turn back on to saute, and we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter. If I can get it up and sleep. There we go. So I'm going to change up my spoon, but I'm gonna let some of that melt and let that get nice and bubbly. So with your diced vegetables, for your carrots, cut the carrot, or for your onions, I apologize. For your onions, cut it in half, take the outer layer off, but keep the little hairy end on. This will help keep everything intact, so it doesn't go all over the place. Then you slice it, and then you chop it. You have all uniform slices. You don't have to slice and then slice horizontally. Onions already have those layers in there. Like Grate says, ogres are like onions. They have layers. I keep these and then I put them in a gallon, and any of my vegetables that I cut and trim into a gallon bag so I can make stock. So I'm going to add in my onion, my 2 carrots, and my rib of celery, and I'm going to let that saute for a few minutes. So I'm going to salt and pepper this as well, because the salt helps draw out the moisture of the onions. And don't forget to layer layer and season. If it ends up drying out a little bit on you, you can use a little bit more, either more butter or you can do a little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to let that saute and start to get soft. So this is going to go for about 4 minutes. I have 4 cloves of garlic. The light is kind of bright. So I have 4 cloves of garlic. Ta-da! I usually use the really big bulbs, so I have 4. Not going to put that in there because I don't want that to burn. I am, however, going to grate that in, spoon down, grate that in towards the end. If you say you don't like garlic, I'm going to say that you're lying to yourself. It's because you're not using it properly, or it's burned, so it gets that bitter taste. So you always want to do it towards the end. So I'm going to let this saute down, and we'll be right back. Alright, so these have started to sweat down, and I am going to just grate in my garlic. And then the little pieces so I don't get my thumbs and my finger. I just pull off to the side and it will go into that bag for the freezer, so when I make stock. To get the smell of onion and garlic off your fingers, just rub it against the stainless steel of your sink and it takes it right out. You don't want to leave any of that good yummy stuff, so give it a nice stir. We're going to let the garlic cook out for a couple of seconds. Put that in a bag. Give my hands a rinse. I'm rubbing it against the stainless steel. Alright. Oh, it smells so good, guys. So I'm going to do about a tablespoon of dried parsley. You just want to rub it between your hands. You just want to wake it up. It has been sitting in the jar. This helps wake up those oils. Give that a nice stir. So we're going to put the bacon and the hamburger back in. That's drained. Give that a nice mix. So I'm going to drain off the potatoes. So the reason I have the potatoes in the water is because I didn't want them to turn funny colors. I didn't want them to oxidize. So I'm just using the same strainer. Popping those bad boys in. And then I have 3 cups of homemade stock. You can use whatever stock you want, stock in a box, beef, chicken, vegetable, up to you. So you don't have to dirty another one. So when we make this nice and creamy, we're actually going to use that again. So we're gonna give this a mix, and we're gonna salt and pepper this again. So don't forget, potatoes love salt. I'm tired of using the little shaking side. I need pepper. I can't get it open. Here we go. Ta-da! So you can put whatever seasonings that you want in here. If you wanted to make it like more of a spicier, you could totally put hot sauce in here, red pepper flakes. All right. So we have this. We're now going to put the lid on. Make sure that this is in the no steam. So you want to make sure that's shut. So I have a manual just like the Instant Pot does. This also has a soup. I believe Instant Pot does as well. I just prefer using the soup. Oop, I forgot to shut it off from the saute. So all you have to do is hit stop, hit the soup. We're going to go down to 10 minutes. High pressure, then start. All right, so we're back to this, so you don't have to do more dishes. You're gonna put 1.5 cups of milk in here, 1/4 cup of sour cream, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, whether it be grainy or not, doesn't matter. 2.5 to 3 tablespoons, I err on the caution of 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. You're gonna mix this all together, and then when the lid comes off, that's when it goes creamy. So the 10 minutes is up. I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to do a quick pressure release. I'm not gonna make you guys watch all this steam come out. All right, so all the steam, I heard the valve drop, but you wanna wait till all the steam is done moving. Just unlock it, lift away from you. Any of that extra liquid can go back in the pot. So as stated before, we did the milk, the cornstarch, the sour cream, the mustard. I put salt and pepper in here. You just want to give it another mix because that cornstarch has settled to the bottom. And this is what's going to make it nice and creamy. So we're going to turn on the saute, back on high. So everything is going to be nice and tender. So when I do this, I stir it because I don't want anything to curdle. All right, and I always go in because I use the whole mustard seed for Dijon. And you're gonna bring this up to a boil, or a simmer, as what the pot will do. And you just want this to get semi-thick, and we're gonna add in 2 cups of cheese. So now we're just going to let it come up to a simmer. So this is coming up to a simmer, and I was stirring this frequently because I don't want anything to stick, but as it simmers, the thicker this will get. Also, the cheese is going to make it thick. This is a 4-cup package, so I'm just going to do half. And a little extra cheese won't hurt. So we're going to stir this all in. You can do white cheddar. This is just a regular mild shredded cheddar. You can also put in Velveeta cheese if you wanted to in replace to that. That make it super creamy, super rich. You can also put in cream cheese with some shredded cheese. The possibilities with cheese are endless. All right, so we're just giving it a nice mix. Make sure all that cheese is nice and melted and incorporated. Guys, wait till I show you this. Let me move my little notebook. Check that out. This is delicious. This is totally husband approved. When I made it last time, my husband was like, you need to make that again. So that's exciting. So I'm going to shut this off now, unplug the machine. This is great even next day if you let this cool, put it into a pan, reheat it on the stovetop. I find that to be the best. Since this is still hot, I'm going to just continue to mix this. Guys, you will not regret this. This is a comfort food like nobody's business. I also taught mine, and I didn't tell my husband I gave it to him. I put like a tablespoon of relish on top and mixed it in. It was so good. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I just want to let everybody know, in this era that we're going through right now with COVID-19 and being quarantined and not being able to leave the house if you're non-essential workers, this is an easy meal. It is comforting. It is snowing at the end of March, but that is nothing new. It's New England here. Please make sure that you stay home, stay safe, stay home for somebody that you love, and make sure you make this meal and enjoy it. God bless.